my journey through my coaching trio experience and what has the coaching trio done for me. Now, obviously, my kind of first impression, as soon as this was mentioned, people's faces were a bit like that, okay? Because it's kind of journey into the unknown, you don't really know what's going to happen, you're not really sure what's expected of you, okay? And I think our first meeting was a little bit like that, wasn't it? And you said to me about, you know, my face, not being able to, because I was listening and I was concentrating, but I just look grumpy sometimes, ask Mr. Vibler, I can't really help that. Okay, but I've got lots of positives. Now, our first kind of focus, I was working with Kelly in music, was looking at kind of focused red pen time, okay? And just, you know, I know quite a few other groups did this. And when we did the 15-minute forum a few weeks ago, I kind of showed some examples of what we did. So what I got out of it, and I think what Kelly did as well, was the kids have got specific tasks in their red pen time, they know what they need to complete, okay? Rather than just a general, right, get your books out, you know, look at them for the green and red pen. It was like, right, you need to do that one, and that's when I use my highlighter, okay? Which is, I found it, marking with that, it kind of helps me focus as well. So students identify the work that they need to improve, okay? So not just huge sort of blanket red pen time. And for me it was good because I could then target the areas, you know, if I'm doing, all right, you need to finish that, if it's quite a few people, then I could actually inform that planning and then I could go over that again, all right, and then, because obviously if they weren't finishing it, it might be down to them not being able to understand it because of my poor teaching. I get to use a pink pen, which I liked it, it was good, okay, and it made me feel okay, because, you know, I find it enjoyable, and actually looking through the books, it just kind of brightens things up. Okay, that's right, and the kids can look for it, and once I've explained kind of my little kind of coding system, they get used to it, okay?
Why were you using pink? I thought we were supposed to use
green.
Well,
yes, I used green, but then I was highlighting the things, the specific tasks with like a code, like a circle, or a square, or a symbol. So, you know, the things that they need to do, they're just like matching it up. They get it. It just looks a bit kind of clearer. For me and for the kids. And I asked them as well, do you like me doing this? And they said, once we worked out what the codes were, yeah, we find it a lot easier. Okay. Also what I got out of it is sharing good practice, which, as we know, is stealing really good ideas, passing them off as your own, and saying, look what I've done. Right? And I got this one from the 15-minute forum, which was Dan's, which was Martin's group. Right? And I've worked out that if I print them to the photocopying staff, it doesn't cost anyone any money whatsoever. Right? And I do actually use them. So if you have a look at these, so I made this one myself and just nicked this idea off Dan. All right, but you know, it's just got scribblings, so I know from 1 week to the next what I'm planning. Because we work on you know, like a week in advance, so I'm having to plan stuff. And I used to be doing it just on my wall, looking at my requisition sheet here. But actually, it's in front of me there, so I've sat down today, and if I didn't get a practical finish, I know that I'm going to carry that over, and I'll scribble that onto my sheet, so I know what to plan for next week. It just makes it easier when I'm doing my requisition sheet. And I've got a happy and a smiley face because I found them, I thought it was quite nice. But the DT thing's quite handy for me, so if you've got, you know, I tend to do my DTs on one particular day, so I know on a Tuesday, on a Friday, who I've got there. Usually I score at break time, and it's just kind of everything in one place. Okay? Because I was working, like using my notebook and my rec sheets and everything, and actually I've got too many places to look at. So nicking Dan's idea, changing it, passing it off as my own, sharing with good practice. Another thing I've used as well, and I got this from the 15-minute forum from Lucy in the English department, was using the dictionary, and have quite a good starter. Okay, so you give them a word, they find out what page it's on, get them to spell it, get them to give the definition, and it literally takes about 2 minutes to find out where the words are in the dictionary. And you know, particularly at Key Stage 3 and maybe low ability sets, actually you're introducing your keywords, you're writing them up there, and actually they've got a meaning. Because we quite often write the keywords there, but the kids might not know what they mean. Right, so if you've had that as a starter, so that's another good idea that I nicked from the 15-minute forum based from the coaching trios. I like this because I'm using it. Okay, Martin said that, you know, maybe I could copy some more out, but I mean it doesn't take long to actually make it up, and it looks quite pretty as well. Confidence booster. Okay, now obviously when you get observed in a lesson, you get your what went well and even better ifs. But what I really liked, and Abby, what I've done is I've just screenshotted your email you sent me, do you remember, after you observed me, and it just made me smile, and it made me feel actually that, yeah, I am doing something right. It might not be everything, so I just got some really nice little statements there, okay, and it wasn't much, but I just thought, yeah, that's made me feel good. And the same thing happened when I went to see Kelly when she came to see me. All right, we pinged each other an email about what we liked, discussed it, and actually it made us feel good. Right, and it made us feel, yeah, we've got some, lots to kind of share and give back. Why we're making sure the kids were listening key words, choosing kids, and persistent questioning, never giving up with stuff. Right, but you also said that you actually enjoyed the lesson, and Kelly said she enjoyed the lesson. You said it was different to what she's used to. Okay, so I thought that was really, really good. We all need a bit of a confidence boost every now and again. So that's what I got from my coaching trio. All right, and that's how I felt. That's Jack Byrne, by the way. He plays for Saracens. He's a Namibian international. All right, and what I thought, he's not the most pretty of players, but he was quite effective. All right, so I'm kind of thinking to myself, yeah. Liaising with colleagues from other departments. Now, I really, really appreciated this, and watching you teach and speaking to you about the lesson. Okay, I like that, and actually just getting different ideas and different ways of teaching, because we're all teachers. I'm not a teacher of science, I'm just a teacher, so I could theoretically be employed in a different department by the school. They can actually do that. All right, so to actually see other subjects being taught, and particularly music's quite a scary subject for most of us, isn't it? But I went in to watch Kelly and just watched the group that we both teach, okay, and you're seeing similar sort of things being taught, okay, but just different ways of doing it. All right, so that's me liaising with my colleagues. So looking for what they respond well to. All right, things they find challenging, because actually what we don't realise is that you think, oh, is it just my lesson? Is it just me? And quite often, and Dave probably see this more than anyone, is actually they will find the same challenges across all of these subject areas, and it's just how you're dealing with it, which enables them to kind of move forwards. And I also learned that, and this was from your lesson, actually look at seating layout, so not necessarily just seating plans, but actually the layout of the seats. Okay, I move my desk now, quite often. All right, if we're doing different types of work, so they'll come in, well, I want to put desks together, or they know they're doing a bit of group work, or if I want them to be looking and focusing me, we have them like that. It's a bit of a faff at times, but okay, once you get them trained in it, they can do it quite quickly, apart from year 7s. It takes them about 45 minutes. Right, so future projects. Now, I've been speaking to Kelly about our future project, which is looking, we both teach year 7, we both teach 2 guys, and they're both EAL, both from the same country, okay, and we were just thinking about ways that we could kind of help them to access the curriculum. They're quite 2 different characters. It's Eric and Bercy, all right, Eric being much more confident, okay, Bercy being less confident, and how we can accommodate that. So we're kind of in a process of trying to make things better. That's a Sinclair C5, if you all have to remember it. Okay, and that's a better one. So what we're looking to do is just develop different strategies to help the AL students in the year 7 class. Okay, so obviously we'll observe each other again. We'll give them questionnaires to do as well. Okay, what helps them learn, and also look at their books as well. Okay, and I was looking at their books this week, and obviously their written work is actually quite good, but their comprehension of what they're writing sometimes is slightly questionable. Right, what next? Now, we met on, Monday with my trio and the other guys as well, and actually got together, Kath was there. And we thought maybe, as a way, it sounds a bit
like
kinky, doesn't it? Yeah, it's like a little bit of trio, small bit. Right, so, the possibility that, okay, you're working in one trio, and then you might actually work with a group of other individuals across different subject areas, okay, on a kind of rotation, which might or might not work. It just opens out the opportunities, I think. We also thought maybe working as a larger group, and when we sat down discussing this, there were 5 of us, wasn't there? And actually we said, it is quite nice when there's a slightly larger group, but not too large, where you're getting quite a large pool of ideas, and people aren't necessarily, you know, if the group's too big, they'll be too intimidated to speak. If it's too small, then you don't have that much to say. But, you know, a group of maybe 5 or 6, okay, seemed to me to be the right number. Okay, we had quite a good discussion on Monday about these ideas, and I sort of nicked them and used them today. We also seem to be a more frequent changing of the objectives or the focus of what you were doing. Okay, so that's what we did in our training work, because we did break the bedtime. We get to a point you think, I think we've done this to death now, we kind of need to change it, which is what we did. Okay, so I think that might be a focus of things that we could do in the future. And maybe co-teaching across curriculum areas, and this is a suggestion from Steve, where he's actually done this before at different schools, where you know you do team teaching out of your curriculum area, okay, or out of your comfort zone, okay, because you know we can have a go at teaching other subjects, which you know, it was a suggestion, whether or not it's kind of a good idea or not. And that's it. That's 13-minute form.
Yeah.